Breaker after.
Sure. I mean, you would play the Luna in the offlane, right? And then play S3, and then if OG decides to dodge the lane or whatever, then you adjust from there.
I'm picking up his Mars.
That's also something Secret did, right? But they did that. They put the Sumail Breaker safe lane, and like they went aggro with some Timbers or Inch the other day.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's obvious. It's a different scenario. But now that OG picked Mars, they might even be more likely to put the Spirit Breaker against Mars, because that was also the matchup that the Secret did.
Yeah, and somehow Mars got first spotted.
Yeah.
I still know that happened, but potentially, yeah. And I mean, Jakiro is a pretty scary tri-laner. Razor with the Plasma became pretty strong, but Nyx is very weak compared to the other three, at least.
Both these teams are looking now for a mid laner to close up their draft. What sort of mid laner are they looking? Are they looking for a similar thing or a different hero here?
What is Liquid looking for? They do lack a little bit of just damage, I would say. Damage, maybe a stun could be nice. So Spellcaster, like, that's the problem, man. You have Nyx already. Like, you don't want to pick these heroes if you're a mid laner. Like, I don't want to play Co-op here. I don't want to play. Let's see what they have. What's a Mickey hero?
Why do you think Death Prophet is not played more? Because I also look at this game and see Death Prophet being pretty strong.
I think DP is so strong.
If it wasn't meta, right?
Yeah, I think DP is like an insanely strong hero still.
Like, it's so good against all of this. If you silence the Jakiro, Nyx, or Mars, like, they're so sad, right? And Razor also doesn't like the DP ultimate.
Yeah, and it's just a hero that deals damage passively by just existing, right? You press your ult, and that's all you gotta do.
Yeah, you also don't need that much net worth to actually be effective, right? Like, you can have this 10, 12k net worth and be super strong. With just one BKB use or whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree with you for sure. I'm not entirely sure why people don't pick it more.
OG's turn to ban.
Banning up the puck.
Yeah. Doesn't OD still look quite good for Liquid? I'm sure you have this Nyx, but like you don't know the mid lane of OG, so OD is pretty safe because it beats most heroes.
Isn't it really good against the Razor just to stop him from getting on top of you?
It's good, but once he has his like BKB refresher, it can also be very scary for the OD.
5 seconds remaining.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you could go for it.
What else does Mickey play middle that doesn't hate playing against Nyx?
Not much.
If Koika was on the team, I would definitely say Lone Druid.
Maybe they want Void Spirit, right? They banned out Ember and Puck.
Yeah, Void Spirit is very decent, for sure.
Could be. I mean, Nyx is also good against Void Spirit, but it's like...
Yeah, it's so good against most mid laners.
What you gotta do, right?
Mikko played a Pudge recently. That's something he plays. I doubt it, but...
Why not? Mid-Pudge? Classic.
What ban?
Well, I'm looking through the hero pool there. There's not much.
It is the OD, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a preemptive pick because like it just beats a lot of heroes, and
it's also good with the Mirana, right? That's like another nice thing with that lineup.
Yeah, certainly.
It also feels like it's, to a degree, the last available option. I mean, they've banned out 4 mid heroes in a row. OG just banned out another 2 mid heroes. That's 6 mid heroes down. It's a shallow pool left.
Yeah. What do you pick as OG? Are you adventurous enough to go for a Tinker against Spirit Breaker? Bad Rider again.
Oh, you just go for another juicy bad game, actually.
It looks so good again.
It kind of does, yeah.
Like, you don't really think about it oftentimes.
No, but that's the thing, right? Like, when people forget about Bad Rider, that's when it's the scariest. Because then you have these vanilla type heroes like Bane, Luna, and Mirana. Like, these guys can't play when they're napalmed, right? And then suddenly you get this super juicy GG bad game. And
the lane's still gonna be tough though for the bad. Like, you have a severe damage disadvantage. You're gonna get asphalted a lot. Like, if the Mirana rotates middle a bit and you kill his bat 2 or 3 times, I could actually see him just being a big burden for the longest time.
Right. I mean, it does feel like but I think you're right. I think it will be a rough early game for Bat, but still, like, it's hard to shut him down so much that he won't get to that point where he's still going to be that effective Bat Rider, you know?
Yeah.
So you might have a slow start, a bit like last game, right? Like Bat had a pretty slow game. Yeah, he died to Lina in the river there, and like he was getting owned in the lane. His net was really low, but it's still he just eventually catches up, and then you have no counter, no lasso counter.
Especially in this patch, right? You get this one random kill, suddenly just 500-600 gold, like halfway off your next item. It's I
mean, as long as you don't lose multiple lanes, right? Then you have space to catch up. Like if you end up trading towers, like the safe lane, off lane tower. What am I saying? The safe lane towers, right? If you trade those towers, there's just so much space on the map to catch up in the game.
Sure.
So yeah, I think OG's maybe got this one more time. I think it's too strong of a bad game once again.
Do you agree, Black?
Yeah, I mean, it even slipped through my mind, and I'm like the panelist, I was like, what could they pick? Oh yeah, this hero looks really good. Oh, it's just a bad rat again, and yeah, it looks amazing, and it's hard to bet against him in this game.
Okay, well, will OG's razor-sharp draft turn Team Liquid absolutely batty, or will they charge us ahead into a Game 3? We're going to find out with Nomad and Lizard.
Thank you very much, Dan, Misery, and Black. Yes, indeed, we have game number 2 on the cards, and the bat comes back for a second lap. Can OG make the magic happen twice in a row? Let's find out.
The draft is looking a little bit more even this time around, don't you think?
I mean, I'll be honest. I thought the last draft looked really even as well, but me simple.
Yeah, the Lina was a bit difficult to pull off in that last game, together with everything else. I think Liquid's draft this time around is a little bit more well-rounded, has a bit more broken in it, like you have this Mickey playing OD, you have Spirit Breaker being played by Zai, Luna as well in a really good spot at the moment. I think they've got what it takes, plus a couple of decent setups for the Mirana arrows.
Yeah, you've got that Nightmare, don't you?
Nightmare and Imprisonment, right, from OD, which he has to be a bit careful this game. Usually when you're an OD and you're saving your allies, you just use that Imprisonment, you don't care. In this game, you have some issues. First, you're playing versus Razor, you need to be careful not to give out too much damage, and also you're playing versus a Jakiro. I think this hero is extremely solid versus defensive Imprisonment because it just allows you to follow up with an Ice Pad.
Is this a good OD game, would you say?
It's a solid one.
There aren't many. Liquid. They're going for a first blood under the top lane. They've got Tiger in the trees, and they're going to be able to bring him down. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Marty is going to start off the game with first blood.
Yeah, and we've seen this before, right? Just sacking the Spirit Breaker on the safe lane, leaving him alone, and then tri-laning top lane. We've seen it, I'm not sure which team did it before, but I've seen the exactly same thing. Spirit Breaker with his bracer won't really be zoned out, and then you dominate as a tri-lane on top.
Yeah, especially as there's no one here because they're swapping the lanes up, so it's just going to be the sports trading farm for the time being whilst OG get their lanes figured out.
Amar, they won't spot him out, sadly, for Liquid. I was thinking they might go for the sleep into an arrow play. Well, there's the sleep, but Boxy is way too far.
Yeah, it's sleep and tickle, similar to slap and tickle.
Very similar.
Actually, the Mirana's just taken the hard creeps already, so just doing Mirana things.
Taking a little bit of damage, and by little I mean quite a ton.
Getting slapped pretty hard. The supports are away, so Amar and Misha just lay their damage down into him. Finally, Boxy will TP. Oh, but he's TPing to mid. Very interesting here. They're going for this right now, and they might just get him. Beautiful timing there from Boxy on the arrow. And they bring down BZM in the middle lane. Beautiful rotation.
Yeah, and that only works with a TP. Like, there is no way that you move towards mid lane and you make that play. But because of the TP, Bat just has no info that Mirana is missing, and he has no time to react as well.
Misha trying to make the pull. Insania being very annoying about it, though.
So far, this game is looking pretty solid for Liquid. They got a kill on the mid lane, another one on top. Maybe even Amar now.
Yeah, Boxy is not leaving these lanes alone. He's not going bottom. He's just helping out up in the top lane. And now with the stun arm to Amar, they're going to be able to get another one. Misha in a similar amount of difficulty under the tower. Might be
Got him.
walks back into the arrow and gets killed off. 2 kills in the top lane. Boxy, I mean, this is reminding me of the Tundra start. Like we saw Snaking have on the Weaver, where he's just dominating 2 lanes at the same time. Boxy doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, they're crushing these lanes, and the most important thing, Zai, like usually when you tri-lane, right, one of your lanes is suffering. Zai isn't. Like, he has 11 CS versus a Razor Nyx. Like, he's doing extremely well down bottom, too. Now he's charging mid lane, BZM. Well, I'm not sure Zai can do a lot alone.
Nice bash. I like the way he was like walking away. He goes for the right click, starts to walk away, and realizes he bashed him. And it's like, oh, I can get another freebie off here. Who knows? Maybe Gaben's on my side and I land another.
Yeah, tries another time. Why not? There might be a sleep on top lane soon as well. They're aiming for another kill. I really like that Boxy actually went 2 levels of Sacred Arrow. Like, just doubles your damage, more than doubles.
Yeah, and the amount of setup, as we mentioned before, it's obviously going to pay itself off when they go through an aggressive rotation down the bottom lane. They want to bring down the Spirit Breaker. He doesn't have a charge. He doesn't have a way out of it. Tiger is going to be able to bring down Zai down at bottom.
Yeah, a little bit of that curse happening just as I praised him. He did lose quite a bit of momentum going for the bounty rune.
You have an arrow in the middle lane. They're going under the tower here. Meanwhile, atop, they're going for the kill onto Misha. This is going to be an easy one for Liquid as they pick off the Chikiro. The right clicks will be in, and the kill does come through. Now, BZM did survive thanks to Tiger's rotation in the middle lane, and does not get killed off by Boxy and Mickey. Although you can see Mickey here. He's reaching for him. If he lands that Astral, I don't think there's a counterplay for the Batrider. He's just going to die.
Looking much better this time around for Liquid, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, their laning phase wasn't too bad last time. I mean, it was pretty good last time, actually, but this time it's looking positively dominant.
For me, it's more like your laning stage is going well, and your heroes do pretty well after the laning stage. They don't truly need too many items. They don't need these travels plus BKBs to come online.
Quite.
Like, that's the difference, right? Like, some drafts, they just need way too much time to become active. But Team Liquid is not one of those. Plus, they're doing...
Yuragi. He's dead in the bottom lane, I think, although he's got a Fairy Fire. Zai needs to cut the creep across here. He's being blocked up by his own creep, but it doesn't matter because they're moving in towards the tower. Yuragi's going to accept his fate. Nowhere else to go but into the range of the tower.
Wrong tower, wrong team.
Classic.
Top lane Mirana is TPing in, and maybe they can set up an arrow. There is no Nightmare on Bane, so this should be hard to pull off at the moment, at least. Oh, he's looking for it.
Boxy's been doing his archery practice. I mean, that is one thing about the arrow one-shotting creeps, that just, you don't really mind if you don't need to use arrow immediately. It just gives you an excuse to arrow a big creep and your team not flame you for it.
You just get a little bit more farm. And Boxy at the moment is finding quite a bit of farm. Arrow! Oof, very close.
Sails past. Ma won't get
I feel
caught.
like if Matumba Man held Lucent Beam just for a split second more and then fired it away, that arrow would connect. Obviously,
I think skill shots should interrupt each other. I think hook should interrupt arrow. I think spear should interrupt arrow and hook. Yeah, that'd be cool. Result in some clutch plays where you arrow the spear out of the way or whatever. Mid lane, they're going on to Mickey now, but Mickey just turns around, pops that ultimate, but he's getting burnt up. Does he have the health to survive through this? I think he might, as they bring down BZM instead. And Tiger not surviving to the wrath of Mickey, this OD hero proving exactly why he is hot shit right now.
We had Brazil for just a split second, and now OD just continues farming up. I wonder what he's buying. He's not going for that standard build. Is that... those are power threads. It's not a Midas. I was thinking maybe he's going to go for a Midas or something like that, because usually you see an OD rushing the Meteor Hammer, even from the mid lane, right?
Yeah, you saw that guy complaining on Reddit and was like, yeah, I don't want to upset that dude. I won't build a Meteor Hammer this game.
They catch Bet again. Boxy is sticking around, but unlikely.
I mean, it's 7 minutes into the game, and the OG heroes are afraid to show themselves on lane. That is not a good sign.
That's the power of this draft that they've got, right? With the Mirana stop lane.
Yeah, the review going to stop the charge, but they still get the kill on Tamisha regardless. Zai just charging through, going for a 2 for the price of run. Meanwhile, Arrow, right. It is going to catch out onto the Bat Rider and
the
deny.
Really well played. Top lane, Amar, he's gone. This is falling apart for OG. Right now, Liquid, they're just stepping it up. They're abusing the fact that these heroes that they've got are just so strong at the moment. Plus, they won every single lane.
This is brutal. 10-1. 2k gold advantage, but so much more than that as well, because this gold advantage is going to continue to grow unless OG can do something drastic, because right now they can't show in 2 of their lanes.
Yeah, it's 2k.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah, it's 2k advantage, but 8 minutes in, right? It's pretty big. It's like 2 small items. A lot of experience as well.
Of course, of course.
What I really like as well right now is Boxy on this bottom lane. Wait, a little bit mid lane. Can they do anything there? Nope. Yeah, Boxy on this bottom lane can't be zoned out by Uragi, right? Like, he can zone out some heroes, but I like the Mirana pick as an answer to Razor too. You can just constantly defend this tower. If he goes on you, you just sleep away from the static link, and that's about it.
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Boxy on the bot. He'll have a great time farming up down there. He's impacted the lanes enough.
You had better ones, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, sure. Boxy on the bot. At least Boxy in a box or something. But alright. Charge, bottom lane. Can they connect with Arrow? The creep!
Get down, Mr. President, he says. Gets Uragi out of there, and now Uragi pumping out the damage into Zai. He goes invisible, though. Uragi doesn't have the dust, won't get the kill. And actually, Liquid, they might not be done with this, as they're wrapping around with their Bane as well. They might have another arrow soon also. Zai just staying nice and close to Uragi. Now the charge comes out. He backs himself away. He did what he came for, gets out the stun. And now the Astral is there. Boxy waiting. Look at this. They're even holding back the creeps on Insania to make sure this arrow does land. And the ultimate from Mickey will put an end to Uragi's life. And that is the one hero from OG who was doing pretty damn well. And now he gets eliminated. Tiger, trying to stun his former teammate. Doesn't quite land it. And now he's going to get slept up as well. Arrow's going to come crashing in onto him. But in comes the mid laner. They get the lasso out onto Boxy and get that kill instead. Tiger's actually going to survive from this for now, but he has been charged. Meanwhile, Insania's going to get cooked up by BZM and Misha, and in comes Zai. Does he commit to this? He's a true Spirit Breaker player, of course he does. Into 3 heroes we go.
He gets to the lane at least. He gets to this tier 1. He needs some assistance though. I expect
they're not stopping.
Yeah.
Assistance is coming in the form of the Timber Man, and they're going to be able to bring down BZM. Zai, he knew exactly what he was doing as the cavalry does come galloping in for Team Liquid. Tiger trying to duke it out, won't be able to do so. Misha maybe even some trouble here as well as Boxy stays on top of the dragon. Arrow is available. They'll use a charge to set up for it, and this will be a dead Jack hero. 3 return kills for Liquid. That was not a good trade for OG at the end.
Yeah, Zai is one of those players that you never truly know if he is bluffing, if he has absolutely no support, or if you're just about to be wiped, if you commit, right? They try to go on him, but he's just so tanky. Phase Boots and Bracer, it's just enough for him to survive under the tier 1 until Cavalry arrives. Matu with a nice rotation. You see, like my teammates in pubs should watch this game a bit more. Even if you're a carry, you can help out. You can TP in, early, 12 minutes in. And, dude, just look at this Luna. Dragonlance Mask of Madness. 503.
503, my god. BZM just getting arrowed up. Tried to be a little bit aggressive there, but gets his momentum stopped by an arrow to the face.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
OG, they're not going to lose that cool. We have seen them in the backseat previously. They're not a team to get, overwhelmed by being in the losing position. They're fine fighting from behind. It's not an issue for them. The question is, coming back into the game, that is an entirely different matter. It's more about how tight Liquid can be. Can they read OG well enough and be disciplined enough?
And do you feel that way, really? Like I felt that OG, when they're crushing the lanes, you just don't have a chance, right? But when they lose a lane or two, it looks a bit iffy later on. Like the comebacks are a bit harder for them than for some other teams.
Yep. Well, we've had a pretty small sample size so far, so
that's true.
See which way this one goes.
The prize is mine.
Mickey with the Witchblade into a Midas, going for a different route a little bit on this OD. He doesn't really care about the utility of Phagonims or the Meteor Hammer. He just wants to hurt.
He just wants to hit people, and who can blame him? He's an angry, angry man. Boxy might... No, he's gone. He's gone. Cooked up by BZM Batrider. Once again, having a decent impact here whilst the team's behind. He's still picking up the occasional kill, but in the top lane, the pressure is coming from Liquid, and they are backing off Matumberman. They are backing up Matumberman, sorry, with two heroes nearby.
Oh.
And in they go. Arena comes down. Oh, a rare miss for him, though. Insania tries to go for the grip, but the rest of the team have backed themselves away. They're going to leave Insania for dead. They've taken the tower. They haven't taken the tower. They just want to get themselves back.
Taiga.
No, Tiger finds him in the trees. They'll cook him up good and proper. Although, Martu goes for the ultimate here, but with the Astral combination, that is not a symphony of skills we're looking for. Arrow tanked by BZM. OG still chasing, but not really going to be finding.
Yeah, quite a few spells wasted by Liquid. Bane used his grip. It wasn't truly necessary as the arena was already whiffed, right? I understand that he's trying to save his teammates, so that's fine. Later on, Matumberman also missed the Eclipse, and a really nice play from Taiga there. He didn't just find Zai and impale him. He saw as Zai was preparing to charge away on the other side of the map, and he stood in front of him with Spiked Carapace. So, a neat little play from Taiga.
There's tons of these nice little plays coming out from Liquid. Like the one earlier where they held off the creeps whilst they landed the arrow. That's very cute as well.
There's no grip.
Oh.
And there's no Eclipse.
There's not. No, there's not. Can they help out their carry player here? Yuragi getting beaten down. They don't have enough damage, or maybe they do. Zai coming in the back lines. He needs one more click, and he's going to find it. Gets a kill onto Yuragi. Didn't need the bash, but, you know, they had to really let him know that he'd been killed here. Zai, however, can he get out? I think he can. Oh, Ice Path's going to catch him out. Meanwhile, we've got a banishment going. Zai is going to get run down here by the side of OG, I believe. He's just left on a sliver of HP, but finish the job.
OD?
Finish your pudding. There we go. They get the kill, and now OD is going to get caught out as well. OG making the plays happen as BZM's on a triple kill. He wants to make it an ultra kill as he catches up with Boxy as well. And Napalm stacks her out. He's got the charges, but that was his last one. And now the Mirana will die, and it is an ultra kill for BZM at 15 minutes into the game. OG coming back into this one once again.
Yeah, what was I saying about comeback and OG? That they're really good at it, right?
That was all you're saying, yeah. And I was telling you how you know they're not that good at it, but really I got it wrong as a play-by-play, as it should be.
I was surprised by Liquid that they're trying to go on the Razor without any big spells, right? They didn't have the grip, they didn't have the Eclipse, and Razor was literally next to the tier 1, which allows OG to just very easily connect. Mars just finished off his Blink Dagger. He missed the spear in the beginning, but it didn't matter. Also, OD, Mickey and Mirana, they tried to go on Nyx, they tried to go on Taiga, and that backfired too. So they caught Nyx, but he just used Carapace, stunned both of them, and set up for Mars to come in there and actually kill off Mickey. Some really, really nice plays by OG, but also Liquid trying to perhaps be a little bit too eager. They could have waited out the BKB perhaps on Luna and then fought. BZM.
Yeah, try to get on top of Zai, but Zai with that bulldoze just so unattractive.
Zai is always attractive.
True, very true. Sorry, Zai. Didn't mean it. Liquid gathering, but as a OG, they look towards Tiger. Oh, okay, alright, interesting there. They ran out of sight, so Tiger's Spike Carapace will actually go off on the orb. I think Tiger's happy he didn't really get caught at all here, and the Dust is going to miss as well. The sentry's down also. Tiger, he's just quivering in the corner. Insania is going to run into him here. And finally they'll find him. They have the arrow, they have the damage to bring down this this little scorpion. I think they do.
Yeah, he was on the edge.
Damage.
He was on the edge of that sentry as well. Just looking at the wall. If he doesn't turn around, the problem is going to disappear.
Doesn't work out like that, unfortunately. Bottom lane, not really being pressured that hard from OG either. There's like 2 heroes here, but they're just like, yeah, we'll leave the Chikiro to do it.
Yeah, they don't really have the best heroes to kill towers at the moment, right? Once you get this refresher, perhaps on Yuragi it gets easier, but is the BKB completed? Yeah, so he has a BKB. I think this is a nice timing for OG to fight.
Oh, Arena comes down, but quick reactions from Mickey to stop the spear coming out to follow. He is still trapped in this area though, but look at the damage coming down with the arrow, with the Eclipse. Can they finish off the Mars? Yes, they can. BZN getting low as well. Needs to get himself back as a charge comes through onto Misha. Matuma following up as well. That is a double damage Luna, by the way. Nothing to worry about there. Yuragi though is coming back in. He actually wants to fight this one. BKB pop. The grip is there from Insania, but doesn't really matter. No, it does not. He's stunned up immediately. Matuma gone. Insania's going to follow. OG slapped right back as Zai climbs back up to the top lane. Wants nothing to do with this fight anymore. My goodness.
Yeah, Yuragi was actually fashionably late to the party, and sometimes it's alright to be late. He can say that it's calculated. What happened though is he didn't have a TP. He went bottom and forgot to buy another one. But it worked out really, really well for OG. The moment this Razor has a BKB, they can take fights. And it will get easier once Mars has it too. I think it also shows just how Luna can't struggle against the Razor. The moment he uses that static link, she needs to run away. And OG were just on point to follow up with everything. The Ice Pad to prevent her from running away, and also Nyx Assassin was there to prevent the grip from controlling the Razor.
But Liquid, they are looking to make a quick response, and their response is going to be Roshan. OG, do they know about this? Now this time, it's not even Liquid just saying that OG don't have the timings, they won't contest it. OG do have the timings, they just believe that OG aren't going to be ready for this. It's a tricks to play.
Yeah, this OD is just hitting so hard.
They were not ready. And not only do they take it from themselves, but they take it out of the hands of OG. Potentially, they would have loved to have that on their Razor or on their Batrider instead.
Arguably, they figured out that Rosh was happening like kind of fast. When you take in consideration it was nighttime and you were also kind of afraid of them smoking on you, Boxy.
Yeah, that's Boxy dead.
It's a smoke that they used to contest Rosh, right? But because they were late, they just used it a little bit further down the road to take down tier 1 on the mid lane.
Middle tower has fallen.
So all things considered, kind of fine for OG. Yeah, you lose that Aegis, but you do get a decent objective on that mid lane.
20 minutes in, OG, their aggression has been stemmed a little bit from the Aegis pickup, but we know this team. They don't tend to take much of a break. They'll just wait for Liquid to get a little bit clumsy, perhaps, and maybe catch somebody then. They will not wait. In fact, they're going for it already. This could be bad, though. There's a lot of heroes from Liquid up top.
Insania knows. Or at least he's expecting some move. As you could see that he is going up front now. It's Zai actually doing the same thing. Has that bulldoze, remember?
Yep, it's very annoying. And they will pop the ultimate from the Mirana as well, just to keep OG off them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Liquid wants to fight, because they don't have OD, they don't have Mirana there. There are TPs on them, but by the time you connect, you will lose a hero or two, so probably best to fall back a little bit. I like that Matumba Man has finished off his Hurricane Pike, though. That's gonna be very helpful versus the Razor.
Double damage.
It certainly will. What big timings are we waiting for then for both teams? Because Liquid, you know, they don't want to just run down lanes right now. They're not that far ahead. They've got an Aegis, but that's it.
I feel like Liquid could take a fight here. If they smoke up their heroes, you could go for an action. A big big advantage that you're getting is probably Mickey's BKB. But I'm not sure what they're waiting for. I'm kind of thinking, and I'm under the impression that they can fight.
BZM. What the? I mean, that... okay, alright. That was an interesting lasso. Did you see that, Lizard?
No, I didn't. Was it mid-leap?
Right. Yeah, and he kind of like, you know, whipped it around his head and threw it halfway across the map to catch the guy. And
yeah, it happens. He has Aether Lance, keep in mind. So.
He has Aether. Okay, yeah, that often makes it look a little bit strange as well.
Buyback.
Boxy's back into the fight. They want to try and take this one, but they might be losing their OD regardless. The stun comes through onto the OD. They'll pop down the arena, but the grip is there onto the two. Matu's just going to tear them from behind. My god, OG just losing 2 heroes straight off the back.
It was a nice attempt from them to continue this aggression, right? After killing the Mirana, you're trying to go on the OD. OD was actually almost caught, but nice plays by Insania to prevent that from happening. Then the arrow connection. Good response by Team Liquid. Everything that's happening, though, is buying some time for the Razor to finish off his refresher. And he is getting closer and closer to it. It's the ultimate item for OG that they need to get.
A nice little replay of Cowboy BZM there, practicing his roping skills. Right, Liquid. They got themselves an Aegis, they've got themselves a big win up on that top side of the map, and now they're looking to take a tier 2 from it. An objective that goes their way. Marty will claim it, and he's just continuing to climb further and further ahead. About 2.5k gold above the Razor.
You can't really expect a Razor to keep up with the Luna, right? Like, it's one of those heroes that just farms way too fast. I'm surprised just how well Iragi is doing, keeping up, like being just 3k behind. And I believe he has a refresher almost completed. The recipe is waiting right next to the secret shop.
Yep, just needs the second Perseverance by the looks of it. I said Ultimate Orb, then that would have been a blast from the past. The Moonlight Shadow popped by Liquid. Not too sure what that one was for. Just being cautious or trying to scout back into their own jungle when they don't have it immediately warded, I guess. A safe decision.
Wait, Refresher Orb needed Ultimate Orb, right?
Yeah.
It's so foggy for me, like I can barely remember that. There's just so many changes happening.
Yeah, it was Perseverance, Ultimate Orb, and a recipe. It was great. Now it's double Perseverance. Boring. Insania has been seen here, but he's on the sidelines. They're going to kill him regardless. I mean, he's fine about this, right? He's just interrupted their gank once again.
Just one time after another, he's doing this every single game. This time around, I would argue that Bane, Bane has some big value, Boxy.
Yeah, they found the +1 again here. Boxy just can't seem to get away from Cowboy BZM here as he takes down another.
And now instantly to the bottom lane. He actually cancels the TP, alright? He was scouted out by the siege creep. And they do see where Mickey is.
Yeah, Tiger trying to follow him, but struggling to keep up.
I'm just... Mickey? He's caught.
There we go.
They know.
Yeah,
oh,
Tiger getting on top of his one teammate. Oh, misses the stun. That's not good. And now Mickey's just going to turn around and tear him up. Meanwhile, Zaya's on top of BZM. He's got the BKB, but with the stuns coming out from the Spirit Breaker, that doesn't really matter. Now comes the arena from... Oh, they knock him out, though. They knock him out with the Molotov. Not ideal once again. That's not really how they want it to go. They pin him to the outside of the arena. All right, it'll do. Meanwhile, the Tomb Man comes through on the backlands with the Eclipse to take down Misha, but it is just Misha killed with this Eclipse. Is that what they want to happen? I'm not too sure. They don't have an Aegis anymore either, and they're missing 2 heroes. Liquid, they need to get out, but they can't lose Matumba Man during this. They're going to go for the TP away, and I don't think there's any way to stop them, but a lot of damage coming out from Yuragi. That looked a little bit closer than I was expecting. But either way, Matu does escape, and that is the headline. However, OG have just met themselves back into this game once again, and it really is anyone's game right now as Insania desperately running away from these 2 heroes. They know he's around. They'll pop the Moonlight Shadow for him, but I'm not sure he's escaping this one.
Top tower is under
well,
attack.
It looks like you're a little bit wrong. He does manage to get out on the Bane.
I'm very wrong. You can just say it.
Just a little bit. But I'm just not aware what's happening to Liquid. Like, they had this game firmly in control. And the way that OG is moving, the way that OG is separating them across the map, they're just making these small little pickups, like Mirana, Boxy. He's been caught a little bit too much, right? And instead of instead of Liquid being this one formation that moves together, takes objectives, makes moves with smokes, they're just never doing that. They're just waiting and waiting and waiting for their cores to farm up, which they like arguably are doing. Luna almost has Daedalus. OD is getting bigger and bigger because of the Midas. So the game plan is probably to delay the game.
Oh, they're going to see Uragi here. The charge is out. The BKB is also being popped by just about everyone here as they gang up onto the Razor, and I don't think Uragi's escaping from this one. Too much damage. Lamar trying his best to help him out, but is not able to do so. Now the arena comes down. Spear's going to connect on to the Spirit Breaker as they control him up for now, but not doing enough damage. Zai, he is eventually getting low, but they're also going to get the return kill onto the Mars. Boxy dead on the front line. Zai back on the deadlines. Meanwhile, they'll look over towards the Timberman here, but they've got the grip from Insania on the side. They will interrupt it with a nice ice path, but it's not enough, actually, as the Timberman's the one who falls instead. They're underestimating them just a little bit, but they will turn around and get the kill onto Misha. And it is OG who end up falling in this fight, but still a very messy fight across the board. I mean, look at that gold change. Nobody won. Nobody won this fight.
BZM kind of feels like a victor, I would say. Like, he is... Oh, well, maybe
the OD does.
Maybe not for long.
Go BKB.
Nope.
No, he does not. 20 seconds left on that one. Oh yeah, Insania. Give him a... Get him, boy.
Oh, the sleep. They messed it up a little bit. Mickey took it away from Insania. He can still catch BZM though. And they get the kill.
Dagger.
862 gold going for OD. That's a 9x kill streak.
And Mickey is the winner of that team fight.
He gets the prize in the end.
Yeah. His prize is a chance to quiver, which he doesn't want, and sends back to base. Interesting. He's prioritizing the ceremonial robe.
It's pretty nice because of the mana, right? Like, you get a ton of extra mana for Sanity's Eclipse as well. Understandable. Meanwhile, Luna or Mirana can use it, I believe. Is anyone using it? No one is actually using it. Okay. Interesting. Quiver, for me, is a pretty neat item, but they have better.
Once again, another invis popped from Boxy as Amar jumps in, but he's going to miss the spear, unfortunately. Still trapped inside the arena, though. They should get the kill onto this Bane regardless. However, Roshan's already gone down. Martu's going to claim the Aegis and now comes running out of the pit towards the direction of OG. Martu wants to fight this one. Eclipse comes down. BKBs are out from Amar, but they don't have one on Uragi, and Uragi just gets torn apart. TP out from Amar. Is he going to make it? No, he's not. Interrupted by the OD as they'll tear Misha apart. And OG, they collapse once more, and I think Liquid have just put themselves in a very good spot for this game.
BZM does find the haste, and he did kill off the creep wave on the mid lane. Siege creep is still alive. So Matu should be able to take down the tier 2, accompanied by the siege creep. I'm not sure, but Uragi now 2 fights in a row is a little bit too slow on the BKB trigger. Like, he doesn't cast that BKB, he doesn't use it, and because of that he just falls way too fast. Like, he has a refresher as well, he could use it twice. Didn't happen.
BZM, he's going for a very aggressive player onto Timberman, and I think they're going to be able to take his Aegis. Man, Lasso, what an ability. Zai, ready to support his Luna, ready to help him out should he need it. I mean, definitely looks like it. He's just... Wait, what?
He's just gone. He had no BKB for 10 more seconds. BZM is just out of this world, man. This guy is... Bojidar is owning at the moment.
God's gift, baby. God's gift. Wow.
Insania. He can't catch him. There is a charge on BZM, but...
Yep, he's managed to go for BKB of his own, though, so that's going to keep him safe for the time being. However, Boxy getting in. They've got the right click, they've got the grip as well. And it's BZM who goes down this time around. Taunted a little bit too soon, perhaps, as Tig will also form the middle lane. OG, though, they're still staying with it, but again, they try to go for the spear back, but they actually astral up the Mirana, which maybe not was the ideal play there, as they did have the Yules into the Mars, but Boxy might still escape, actually, under the cover of Invis, and another Invis. Thank you very... never mind, they've got the damage, they've got the spells off cooldown, and they kill off the Mirana.
Damn, he lived for way longer than I expected on that Mirana, right? They had vision on him, but couldn't really finish him off fast enough. I think BZM is a little bit too good at this point for his own good. A little bit too fast, I should say. As the team, like, they aren't necessarily always there to follow up on his plans. That mid lane play in which he is already trying to catch a hero or two, Razor just isn't close enough to follow up after Zai charges in.
Yeah, getting ahead of themselves.
And Zai, he's always going to be in these fights now. No matter where he is on the map, he has that Aghanims completed. Almost a Lotus. A Lotus changes things a little bit because you can just cast it on the Luna, and Matu should have an easier time playing against the Razor. I'm actually surprised they didn't get it on someone else a bit earlier. Perhaps, actually, they did. I'm wrong. Mirana had it, so makes sense.
So Liquid do regain their net worth advantage after these couple of fights here. A bit of a blunder with the Aegis, but they've managed to recover somewhat with that kill on BZM.
I still feel like Liquid so far looked stronger in team fights. I feel that OD is scarier than the Bat or the Razor. But if OG execute properly, they can definitely take the fight.
Yeah, for sure. I have no doubts.
All eyes on Razor and to see the BKB plus refresher usage.
Yes, if he can actually survive through the first 2 seconds of the team fight, then OG actually stand a chance. But obviously if they get on top of him once again and just prevent him from doing anything, then that is most of their net worth just thrown out the window. When you already have a 12k net worth advantage, that does not feel good.
Nice smoke up happening from OG. And they kind of circled where they thought that Liquid is, and they were right, but by the time they get there, Liquid is far gone.
Yeah, they dodge it out. OG moving forward, sneaking through the jungle, but taking this fight into the Liquid high ground could be very dangerous. But Liquid, they're actually moving out here. They're giving up the high ground to the side of OG, which could be costly as they get the lasso out onto the OD. Can they take him down in time? The Lotus Orb is there, but it will not be enough to keep Mickey alive. Another look for more. They've got the spear out onto the Luna. Can they bring the Luna down? It's a question. She gets off her own BKB, and they've got the grip out onto the Razor. Razor in trouble. Someone interrupt this man, but no one is stopping Insania from getting off that full duration grip as they now take down Tiger. Ahmad's gone too. The Bat Rider stunned up at the backlands. BZM has no way out of this one. The Yules will connect, and the Bat shall fall. Eventually, Insania wants to do it by his own hand. Meanwhile, on the back, Misha's gone as well. Wow, it looked like OG. It looked like it was all them as they take down Mickey to start off that fight, but Liquid come back in a huge way.
Yeah, it looked really good. They take down OD instantly. But you just don't have the survivability to just survive what Luna is dishing out your way, right? There's just so much damage coming from the Daedalus. Insania, again, being in the right position, managing to... I believe the grip was on the Razor, right? Like, he controlled him for the full duration of that grip. Even though he was in the arena, Luna doesn't care. Popped that BKB, went straight inside with the Eclipse.
Now Matu tearing apart this base. Look at those glaives go, bouncing across the entire OG side of the map.
And it looked so
middle.
It looked so solid for OG, right? Like they had the high ground advantage as well. Liquid was running back. Mars, Arena.
He's going for it, but the BKB is too quick from Matuma. Man, spear a little bit off the mark as well. And once again, the grip is there, but this time it will get interrupted. Uragi's in. He's looking for a target. They want to keep these barracks alive. They don't need to wait for their Bat Rider, they've decided. They just charge up and force Liquid away.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
That's a buyback on who? Taiga? That's pretty much the only one. But also some BKBs used, right? On both sides.
Under attack.
I'm not sure, just... OG, this time around, they need to perhaps reassess the way they engage these team fights. Catching OD is probably the best option for them still. Just the follow-up afterwards needs to be somehow different. Maybe once the next assassin gets that tag in him, the fights become a little bit easier, but I don't truly see a big item that changes things.
I think they just need to get some vision down on Insania. I mean, he's the one who's stopping this Razor doing anything inside these fights. They need to get control of Insania.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Taiga perhaps with the Yules or Impale.
Keep getting bonked here by Zai. They'll start this soft engage on Zai. Oh, quick BKB. Oh, the BKB gets onto the Batrider though. The Batrider's gone. 90 seconds, no buyback, and the grip once again onto the Razor. Insania
GG.
uncontrolled once more, and they